Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Mom Fails. It's Morgan with This Empowered Mom, and I am so excited to be coming at you today from almost the first day of fall in Austin, Texas. And I want to get real with y'all today to talk about what it's like to be a brand new mom who is back in the office. So if you're watching this, give me a heart in the comments if you are a new mom. Let's say you've got a baby that's nursing, we'll call that new, and you're back in the office, or you are having to pump during the day. That was me. If you've read my blog, you know how I feel about breastfeeding and nursing. It is an option to feed your baby. It is not the only option, and it was the option that worked for me and my babies and my family. And so that is the experience that I am most familiar with. So today I'm going to tell you a story about my very first day back at work after my first maternity leave. So I'm in the United States, so I went back to work after 14 weeks of maternity leave. That's actually generous. It was 2 weeks more than 12. And it was really important to me that my baby was 3 months old when I went back to work. So on my very first day back, I got up super early, 4:30 in the morning. That was my usual wake up time, and got myself ready, got her up, gave her Zantac because she had reflux. And so we were balancing, when she would eat with when she took that medicine, when she got in the car, and dropped her off at daycare. Went into the office carrying my Medela pumping bag, which I know that they designed to look like a Kate Spade handbag. And for anybody who's ever seen one, especially for moms who have carried one, I feel like carrying that bag is like a little signal to anybody else in the world who's ever pumped to be like, I know that bag. I know what she's going through right now. So anyway, walked into work, had all my stuff, my pumping bag, my like little work bag with my computer and everything, and was a little I was a mess. I was a hot mess that day. I didn't know what to expect. I had just dropped my baby off. It was going to be a full day at daycare. And I went into my calendar. I scheduled all the times that I needed to pump so that I wouldn't get scheduled over in meetings. And the time came that it was time to pump, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have an office, but I don't have a lock on my door. I got to put something on my door so people know not to come in, because if they come in, they're going to see me like just hooked up to a machine, and that's going to just be so embarrassing. So I made a sign for my door, and it literally said pumping, just pumping. And um, I closed my door. My office was right across from the main conference room, so it was where everybody in the company was going to have meetings. It's where we had our client meetings. And so everybody who was going to a meeting during that time, those 30-minute time slots, saw my sign that said pumping, leaving nothing to the imagination, right? And I had a hard time pumping. I was not getting enough milk. I was super stressed out. And so I was already feeling pretty defeated. And then one of my coworkers said to me something like, hey, you don't have to tell people that you're pumping. Like, you could put a sign on your door that says, like, please do not disturb, or okay to call. And I could not believe that I hadn't thought of that. I felt so, I felt stupid. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. I just put a sign on my door that told everybody, hey, I'm sitting at my desk with no shirt on and I'm pumping, when I could have put a sign up that said something as simple as, please do not disturb, okay to call. And so I changed that sign and I went home and I again kind of went in the spiral of how could I be so dumb? Why did I need to put that on my door? And I tell you this story because I was in such a fog. I mean, pregnancy brain is one thing, new mom brain, not enough people talk about it. I mean, you're running on very little sleep. The hormones are out of control. And now you have a responsibility for keeping a human being alive outside of your womb. Like, that is enough to put anybody's brain into a whole new state of being. So, you can and you will get through that fog. Every day after that, I knew a little bit more about what to expect. And you can bet your bottom dollar that when I went back to work after having my second baby, I did not have a sign on the door that said pumping. Although, at that point, everybody who saw my door closed with the little sign on it that said, okay to call, please do not disturb, knew exactly what was happening in there. And if you've ever pumped or been around a pump, you know that there is that telltale sound. For some of you, I just brought back like flashbacks and PTSD. So, my last story about pumping is that I would pump all through meetings. I mean, I was pumping and working all the time. And one of the first times I had to travel as a new mom and pump while I was working, I was sitting in my hotel room, I was pumping, and I was on the phone with one of my male colleagues. And we were just having a conference call. We were working through an issue, and he goes, what is that sound? I keep hearing it like every time I talk to you. And of course, it was my pump. And I was like, I could tell him what it is, but I think I'll spare him that. And so I said, "Oh, I'm in a hotel. I think it's just the air conditioning. It's so loud." And he was like, "Oh, okay. God, yeah. It's so weird to hear that every time I talk to you." So if he's watching this, he'll know now what it was. But anyway, think of every single pumping experience that you have as a success because you're doing something for you and you're doing something for your baby. And if you are feeling like you are stuck in that fog and you're about to put a sign on your door that says pumping, then please know you're not alone. Please know you will get through that fog. And if you want somebody to talk to about it who's been through it, send me a message, reach out to me. I would be happy to talk through it with you and share our stories. And in the meantime, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I wish you a great weekend, and I will leave you with this parting sound. Have a great Friday, everybody. Bye.